Early in the morning, the embargo for The Last of Us Part 2 media event coverage was lifted, and a lot of information has been spreading around through the various outlets that were lucky enough to be invited to the event. Now, that being said, there are a couple of details that can be considered minor story spoilers, so after reading a variety of articles and watching a lot of impression videos, I decided to make this spoiler-free preview roundup that focuses exclusively in the game mechanics and tiny details that have changed so you can have a good reference on what to expect without risking on watching or hearing more than you would have wanted. In the background, you will be seeing footage from the Inside the Demo video that PlayStation published today, but it has been edited so all the minor story spoilers are gone. Only gameplay mechanics are shown, so now, without further ado, let's jump into the facts that we have learned today surrounding The Last of Us Part 2. The Last of Us Part 2 is the biggest game that Naughty Dog has created in terms of size, complexity, and depth. In fact, it is so big that it will ship in a 2 BluRay disc presentation. The final size of the game has yet to be confirmed, but it will have, I think, a similar approach like Red Dead Redemption 2, with one disc being the data disc and the other the actual play disc. The Last of Us 2 co-director Anthony Newman has confirmed to Polygon in an interview that there will not be any multiplayer in this sequel. The faction's multiplayer that was introduced in the first title has been totally banished so that the team at Naughty Dog could focus entirely on all the different tasks involved in this new massive title. The world in The Last of Us 2 is a less linear and a little bit more open experience, and it feels more alive. You will be able to see different seasons during the game and visit environments like forests or suburbs. Spaces are bigger, wider, and more vertical. You can even squeeze through gaps to find new ways to evade enemies or jump, which gives puzzle solving and exploration more flexibility, especially in the suburbs, where you will find houses or buildings that are 2 or more stories tall. Combat seems like a very familiar but evolved experience. There is a little bit more camera dynamism and fluidity, especially now that the new dodge ability comes into play, which makes close melee encounters more intense. Other type of mechanics like shooting an enemy below the knee to get them stunned will make them vulnerable to a finisher with your knife and are not that explicit the first time you play through the game. This will mark a very big difference between new and advanced players. Talking about weapons, crafting is back and looks really awesome while you are in the workbench. You can craft tripwire traps to explode enemies, silencers that can help you get free stealthy shots from your gun before they break, and more. Ships are gone for good and have been replaced by your pocket knife. This sequel has a more refined, polished AI. They not only are more communicative between each other, leading to situations like flanking being more present, but they are also more personal and with a temper. For example, if you are on a prone position, moving through the grass, you won't be out of sight completely. If an enemy passes by and sees the marks on the grass, he or she will be alerted and start to communicate with the other enemies. Even though you still have your hearing ability to detect nearby enemies, attack dogs, which are new to the game, will track your scent and reveal the location to their owner. Interactions with the dogs is very interesting. You can shake off their bites, punch them, distract them with bottles or bricks, or even kill them if you decide so. But be aware, if their owners find out, they will get mad and be frantic. Same thing happens with human enemies who now have names that you can learn by hearing the callouts or the mourns when their bodies are discovered by their friends. More stuff like this will be present in the game, putting you on a constant evaluation of your decisions and how you want to approach enemy areas. Clickers are back with faster overall movement, and a few of them have evolved into new types of enemies. The Shambler is a tank-like enemy that can withstand a lot of attacks and, when close, releases some sort of toxic fungus spray. Stalkers, on the other hand, are a mix between a runner and a clicker, hiding and running away from you, even dodging during the fights, which leads to a back-and-forth encounter which is more dynamic. Finally, the upgrade system will allow you to play Ellie the way you like. You still use pills to upgrade your abilities, but you will also learn stuff from magazines. But now there are different sets of skill trees shaping how you tackle your journey in The Last of Us 2. And that's all the details that I could gather from the different media impressions without entering into spoiler territory related to the story. If you like this video, don't forget to leave a like or consider subscribing for more news and my upcoming guides for this game once it launches. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.